Dejounte Murray's story has been developing as of yesterday. He was able to be traded, so we have to break this all down. What's up, guys? Welcome back to Knicks Digest. It's Chris here, and we're going to jump right into the video. But very quickly, make sure you're subscribed to the channel. 86% of viewers are currently not subscribed, and we want to get those numbers up, or well, the subscription numbers up. Close to 4K, we got to do it, but let's just jump right into the video, because the New York Knicks are very much looking at Dejounte Murray as a realistic option to trade for. And we have to sort of break this all down because we know that this has been a thing. Now that Dejounte Murray is officially trade eligible, it is important to discuss everything about the Dejounte Murray topic. So if we just look right here, according to Woj, who is pretty active on Instagram threads, he said the Hawks are absolutely open for business on trades, and that general manager Landry Fields, former Knick, seems to be determined to make changes to that roster. And also, if you look here, Jake Fisher said that the Knicks aren't done. They still saved all their first rounders. They have Evan Fournier in stock because they could use basically his expiring deal to get someone good, or at least use it for money purposes. They could get back an old friend like Alec Burks. They're going to be involved in Dejounte Murray talks. There's plenty of point guards out there if they want to open up some. Not even a point guard, just someone to handle the ball, because we know that the Knicks sort of have a weakness there. However, Deuce McBride did just go off against the Philadelphia 76ers. Hit 4 threes. That was electric. So maybe Deuce is finding his rhythm and the Knicks won't need another ball handler. But clearly they're looking for some more depth and someone who definitely can be a consistent offensive option off the bench, with the departure of Emmanuel quickly. So they're going to need to go out there and find that. And it's unclear exactly who that's going to be. We know they're interested in Dejounte Murray. It's pretty unclear if they're interested in a guy like a Jordan Clarkson or someone like that, who maybe it would cost a first rounder to get, but it does really beef up your bench option. Personally, I don't love that idea. I really don't want to give any first round picks up unless they're gunning for a star at this point. Now without RJ, without IQ, the best way that they can get a real huge blockbuster trade done is to use all of their firsts. So I really, really hope that they do not just like start giving a few away for bench pieces. I don't think that makes sense. I'd rather just go and use Fournier's contract and some second rounders. Maybe get a lower end guy, but at the end of the day, we need to see what the Knicks need, and we're not going to know that until they get into the playoffs, really. But they've been great with Anunoby so far. I don't think they need to give a major shakeup to this roster. So that should all just be kept in mind. And if you look here when it comes to Dejounte Murray, who is the topic of this video, Chris Haynes said that he does believe that Dejounte Murray will likely be traded by the deadline. That's his belief. I'm sort of inclined to agree. Clearly, the Hawks want to make some moves. Whatever's happening right now is not working for the Atlanta Hawks, and they need to continue, or they need to stop continuing on this path. Because right now it feels like they believe that Trae Young can be the best player on a championship team, and whether he can or he can't, he cannot with this roster. It doesn't work. The Murray experiment failed. It was either going to succeed or it was going to fail because they're not past first point guards, but 2 point guards who want to be making the plays with the ball in their hands, which is sort of my fear about getting Dejounte Murray. I know a ton of Knicks fans are super in on it, but I don't know if I want Brunson's touches being given up to a starter like Dejounte Murray, where instead you could just kind of give him a few less minutes in the regular season. I don't think Tibbs will do that, but I do think that's the right move for the Knicks. Put the ball in the hands of guys like Josh Hart, like Quentin Grimes, like Deuce McBride, bring him off the bench, and I think it'll be fine for the short term. But we know that that's not something that Tibbs does. He doesn't really use the bench that much to begin with, and Brunson's probably going to continue to play heavy minutes. So it would be good to get someone who could just handle the ball, because that's definitely been a problem. So if you take a look here, the Knicks and the Lakers are 2 teams that are very much interested for Dejounte Murray. They are consistently mentioned. And obviously we're not going to talk about the Lakers. Lakers Digest can do that. But basically, according to a Bleacher Report article, there's an issue for the Knicks as Tibbs' squad doesn't have many players who can initiate the team's offense besides Brunson and Randall, which we were sort of just talking about. In 2 games since the Anunoby trade, this was before the game against the 76ers, obviously, the bench is averaging just 18 points per game, which is the worst mark in the league. If New York is attempting to chase a big name, one option could be the Atlanta Hawks point guard Dejounte Murray. He's widely available for opposing teams looking for backcourt help ahead of the deadline, according to Jake Fisher. And if you just keep going with this article, you'll also see The fit alongside Brunson would be a challenge since both players prefer to have the ball in their hands. Tibbs could potentially stagger the minutes between the two of them in order to improve the bench's efficiency. I don't like that. Why would we give up 4 first-round picks, Fournier's expiring, and really that? Like, we're gonna give up 3 first-rounders, a pick swap, and Fournier's expiring deal for Dejounte Murray just for his minutes to get staggered with the rest of the starting lineup. That doesn't make sense. He is a starting level point guard. He is not a starting shooting guard. He is a starting point guard. The Knicks should not do this. This does not make sense. If you want someone who can initiate offense, use some second rounders. You still have 11 or 12 second round picks left. They also still have Fournier's deal. They could acquire some lower level guy to come off the bench if they really want to beef up their offensive ability coming off that bench unit, which I think they should. But it shouldn't be through getting Dejounte Murray and then staggering his minutes with the rest of starters. I don't personally think that makes any sense in the world. Dejounte is clearly a great player who deserves to be making the plays on a team. I think he makes more sense for the Lakers, even though I don't think that makes sense also. I think there's plenty of teams that could trade for Dejounte Murray. I honestly sort of believe that he's not going to get traded to neither the Knicks nor the Lakers, despite the fact that the Lakers are a minus 115 favorite and the Knicks are plus 105. Easily the teams with the 2 highest likelihood to get him according to the odds. But if you look at it, I could really see some random teams swooping in and getting Dejounte Murray. I think the Lakers are going to be more focused on shot creating, and I think the Knicks will too, because that's what both of those teams need. And so I really don't think that they're going to say, okay, we need shot creation. Let's go out and get a defensive playmaker. No, that doesn't make any sense, especially for the Knicks when they have a plethora of picks. I don't think the move is let's get Dejounte Murray. Let's cash in on those. Let's cash in on a guy who might not make sense, who we just saw play with an offensive-minded point guard, and we watched that experiment fail miserably after the Hawks were an Eastern Conference Finals team 2.5 years ago. No, they regressed. The Hawks didn't like it. They traded for Murray, and now it has failed. I don't think the Knicks should look at a failed experiment and be like, okay, well, maybe it'll work for us. No, I don't think it will work, and I honestly don't think the Knicks are going to do it. Part of the reason why Leon Rose and Clutch Sports are sort of at odds right now, I think, and they're trying to mend this, I do think is because of Dejounte. I think the Knicks are interested in him. I think they're gauging his value, but I don't think the Knicks are going to go out and basically make a trade that is going to hinder the ability to get any other star player to the team right now. They would probably rather make 2 blockbuster moves, which they definitely can do using their picks, and some guys on the roster right now, such as maybe Josh Hart, who I love Josh, but maybe it doesn't make the most sense in the world to still have Hart now that you have OG Anunoby. It seems like someone who theoretically could be traded, but he's not trade eligible until next summer. So in June or July, once free agency hits, they could trade Josh Hart also for contract purposes once Fournier's contract goes. The Knicks should totally do that instead of say to themselves, let's just bank on Dejounte Murray working for us in a way that it didn't work for the Hawks, who also play through their point guard. That makes no sense. Do not do that. I don't get it. If you look here, obviously, Dejounte Murray remains a player the Knicks are interested in acquiring, league sources said according to Michael Scotto. So clearly there is a world where a lot of people are in the Knicks organization are interested in Dejounte Murray. I'm not within the Knicks organization, but within the Digest media organization or the Knicks Digest organization specifically, guess what? I'm not interested, and it's nothing to do with Dejounte as a player. Obviously, he hasn't been as good with the Hawks. He's only averaging around 20 and 5 compared to the 21, 9, and 8 that he averaged in his final season with the Spurs. But that's what happens when you take the ball out of a playmaking point guard's hands who likes to attack the rim. The Knicks just fixed their court spacing, and it looks great. There's a reason why they're 3-0 since the OG trade. Let's not screw up that court spacing. I know that Dejounte Murray shoots 38.6% from 3. That has not fallen on deaf ears for me. But I don't know if that is a sustainable amount with the Knicks. The Knicks would ruin their court spacing instantly. I love this starting lineup. I don't think they're an NBA Finals contender, believe me. But right now, Brunson, DiVincenzo, Anunoby, Julius Randle, Isaiah Hartenstein is one of the most fluid and well-fitting starting fives in basketball. You have everything. You have a star player in Jalen Brunson. You have a secondary star in Julius Randle, both of whom can go for 30 on any given night and often do go for 30. Brunson is an elite NBA shooter. Dante DiVincenzo is an elite spot-up shooter for the Knicks who can also create his own shot to a bit of a degree and is a solid defender. OG Anunoby shoots 37% from three and is an elite defender. He challenged Embiid at the rim and won. On defense, Embiid went to try to dunk on him, and OG just put his body on the line and forced Embiid to miss a dunk. He's a small forward doing that. That is insane. Don't screw with this lineup. Don't instantly try to make more changes. See how this works. Go into the playoffs, see what happens. If you lose early because of a glaring issue, then you know what to fix. Don't go and make a second move that you're not sure how it's going to work and if it's going to poorly affect the Knicks and then also ruin our chances at another star player. I think that would be idiotic by the front office to do. I am not a fan of the Knicks making another major shakeup in season. They did it once right now, and I'm good. I'll pass. I do think they should make a trade involving Fournier Seal just to get Evan Fournier some minutes, if nothing else. But really to bring some sort of shot creation to your bench. It doesn't have to be a high-level guy. It doesn't even have to be a Jordan Clarkson. It needs to be someone that for 10 minutes a night can sort of create their own shot and create open looks for other guys. That's it. That's all you need. It's not that much. They can do that, and they should do that, and that's the only other in-season trade that they should make. Wait until the offseason. Woj just said the Knicks are going to go for basically any star who becomes available. Go for a star then. Don't wait, or don't rush. Rushing would be the worst move for the Knicks right now, and I really hope they don't do that. Thank you for tuning in, guys. Make sure to like and subscribe to the channel, all that good stuff. Turn those post notifications on. Once again, I'm going to show it. Subscribe to Knicks Digest. Have a great day, and go Knicks.